Welcome to the University of Leicester MBA webinar. My name is Helen Spiropoulos and I'm the Admissions Manager at Stafford Global. And joining me this evening all the way from the university, basically in his home, is actually Dr. Peter Rodgers. Good evening to you, Dr. Peter.
Good evening, Helen, and good evening, everybody.
Thank you again for joining us in these unprecedented times, and I am also looking on the right hand side and I can see that there are quite a lot of you that have joined us this evening, so welcome. How we are going to conduct the webinar this evening is I'm very briefly going to introduce you to Stafford and our function, and I'm then going to hand you over to Dr. Peter, who is going to talk about the program, and right at the end of the presentation you will have the opportunity to type out any questions that you'd like to ask me or Dr. Peter. Dr. Peter predominantly will chat about the academics of the program, and I can answer any questions related to the admissions as well. Okay, so let's get started. Who is Stafford Global? Well, Stafford was established in 1993, and we are the resource centre for 5 UK universities, one of which is the University of Leicester. Now, our function here is to assist students throughout their application process. So the mere fact that you are here this evening means that you have been in touch with one of our experienced academic consultants. We also do provide administrative support once a student has started his program. Now, we do also offer a variety of programs ranging from certificates to diplomas, bachelor's, master's degrees, right through until doctorates. So we really do have all the programs for your personal and professional needs. I'm now going to hand you over to Dr. Peter, who's going to take you through the program, and I'll join you again towards the end of the presentation. Over to you, Dr. Peter.
Thank you very much, Helen, for the very kind introduction. Hello and good evening, everybody. As Helen mentioned, my name is Dr. Peter Rodgers, and I'm the Director of the MBA programme here at the University of Leicester. Firstly, I'll say a few words, a brief introduction about the University of Leicester, before I'll speak in more detail about the School of Business and the MBA programme that we have here at Leicester. So in terms of the University of Leicester, next year we'll be celebrating our 100th birthday. The university was founded 99 years ago in 1921 and was given the Royal Charter in 1957. In terms of rankings, for people that are interested, we're very proud that we're part of the top 2% of universities in the world according to the QS World University Rankings, and we're also considered a top 25 university in the UK's higher education environment, and that's in terms of teaching and research. In terms of the Leicester MBA, as you can see here, it's predominantly a distance learning MBA. We've been undertaking and doing an MBA at Leicester for 30 years now. We had a 30-year celebration last year. The MBA was launched in 1989 and was then accredited and was one of the first AMBA accredited distance learning MBA programs in the world, which is something we're very, very proud of. And in terms of the MBA, we like to see it as truly global in its outlook. We have over 12,000 Leicester MBA alumni who are located in over 150 countries around the world. And this is testament and recognition of, firstly, the quality of the program, but also the international nature of the program. And this provides our students, when they're studying on the program, but also when they've already graduated as alumni, with wonderful opportunities for networking. As I'm sure you're all aware, networking in the world of business, commerce is never more so important as it is today. In terms of the program, we have striven, when we've been developing the program, to make this as flexible as possible. We fully understand that people today lead very, very busy lives in terms of the flexibility between their work-life commitments, family time at home. So the MBA has been developed so people can fit the work on the MBA around continuing in their full-time employment. At the same time, we also have valuable face-to-face support, which takes place at our residential workshops and masterclass, which is something I'll talk about in a bit in more detail. In terms of the content is developed around kind of leading themes within the world of business and management thinking. This is HRM, human resource management, entrepreneurship, innovation, strategic management, finance and accounting, some marketing, etc. So, and also, as I'll explain as well, when you're nearing towards the end of your MBA program, you can choose if you'd like to specialize either in marketing, finance, or human resource management. So doing the Leicester MBA, you can receive either your degree as a general MBA from the University of Leicester or an MBA with a specialism in either marketing, finance, or human resource management. So in terms of the Leicester MBA, you'll receive your degree, which is accredited by the Association of MBAs, AMBA, which is a sign of quality. There's only 260 MBA programs in the world which are accredited by AMBA, of which there are about 5,000 MBA programs in the world. So there's only 260. This is in the top 1% of MBA programs in the world. As well as receiving your Leicester MBA, you will automatically receive a Chartered Management Institute, the CMI's diploma in Level 7 Strategic Management and Leadership. This is a second dual qualification which you'll receive essentially for free when you've completed the Leicester MBA. You don't have to take any additional examinations. Upon graduating from a Leicester MBA, you'll receive the CMI diploma in Strategic Management and Leadership. As I stated as well, you have the opportunity for specialisms in finance, marketing, and human resource management. Okay. In terms of the length of the program, as outlined here, the course structure, the course duration is 30 months, 2.5 years. This includes 6 months for Module 1, which we're looking at organizational behavior, human resource management, primarily, and also leadership. Module 2 is months 7 to 12. You'll be looking at primarily here marketing, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And then your third core module, you'll be looking at managing finances and strategic decision making. And this looks at accounting, finance, economics, but also strategy, ethics, and social responsibility. After 18 months and completing your 3 core modules, you'll then have a choice whether you'd like to do marketing, finance, or human resource management. And finally, within the final 6 months of the program, you will undertake an MBA project. And this is a project which you can take in terms of whether it's a traditional dissertation, or as a lot of our students do, they undertake a project based on the company, the work, the organization in which they work. So this isn't something else that a lot of the students fully enjoy, because it gives them an opportunity to do some work that's actually very useful for their own business careers as well during the course of the MBA program. At the same time, throughout the duration of the program, you have access to the Career Management and Development Program, which is a series of lectures, it's a series of guest speakers, and also executive coaching from leading industrial leaders and corporate people from the corporate world, who you have the access to have one-on-one meetings with as well during the process of doing your MBA. In terms of course delivery, important questions today within the world we're living in literally today. As I stated at the onset, this is a distance learning MBA program, so the vast majority of the program is delivered online. You'll receive online lectures. These are recorded. They take place every 2 weeks, so you can go onto your computer or your laptop and you download a lecture and you can watch that lecture when you want. You can watch this at home, you can watch it in the car, you can watch it in the shower, you can watch it in the office. You can watch this where you want and when you want. And that's what I was saying at the start about the importance of the flexibility within the program. Secondly, you'll have the opportunity to take part in online seminars. you'll be divided into a group, and these take place again every other week. This is for 1 hour. Normally for people based in the Middle East like yourselves, this will be on a Friday. So it'll be one of your days off. It's an opportunity for you to engage in learning with your peers every other week, which is a live seminar, obviously led by the academics here based in Leicester. At the same time, there's an opportunity to engage in discussion forums. These are online, so there's a chat room and also discussion forums where the tutor, somebody like myself or other academic colleagues, will set some work, and you have the opportunity to discuss that or discuss some of the core issues that have arisen during the lectures and seminars. Okay. Another important thing to state here is online readings. Lots of people ask me, Dr. Peter, what book do I need to buy before starting the Leicester MBA? I answer the same thing every time and say, you don't need to buy any books. All the materials for learning on the Leicester MBA are to be found online, and they're all part of the fee for the program. So you can go online, find the article that you need, and download it. Okay, you can download the PDF onto your desktop, and then you can read that when you want. Okay, in person as well. As I stated, the vast majority of the program takes place online. However, within the program, we also have what we call residential workshops in the Leicester Masterclass. Residential workshops take place at our global study locations, which are located around the world. For example, in Leicester in the United Kingdom, Athens in the Mediterranean, Ghana in West Africa, and obviously Dubai in the UAE. These take place every 6 months at the beginning of February and also at the beginning of August. These take place for 2 days in the UAE. They take place on a Friday and a Saturday, which is obviously the weekend for you. Okay, and an academic from the University of Leicester, like myself and colleagues, will fly to the UAE, and you'll have the opportunity to learn in that environment. The Leicester Masterclass takes place on an annual basis every August for approximately 6 days, and this again is an opportunity for you to gain a lot of the contact hours which you need in order to gain your MBA degree. Of course, at the moment, we're obviously undergoing within a global pandemic of this COVID-19. So in August of this year, the residential workshop and the masterclass, these will not be taking place for obvious reasons. We will be doing an online residential workshop in its place. So students have the opportunity to obviously learn in that environment in an online capacity. Moving forwards, hopefully by February 2021, the residential workshops will be available, and if you start the program obviously in October, you'll be able to join the residential workshop in the UAE in February 2021. So moving on, there's 4 residential workshops. You can decide where you want to take them. There's a degree of flexibility here. So in order to achieve your required real-time interaction, which is 120 contact hours during the duration of the MBA program, you'll have to attend either 1 residential workshop in your live online seminars and an additional 2 more residential workshops, or you can attend just 1 residential workshop and the Leicester Masterclass. One of the questions I'm often asked again is, dear Dr. Peter, I live in, I don't know, in Oman, or I live in Saudi Arabia, I live in UAE. Do I need to come to Leicester in order to do my studies? And I say no. You can undertake all your studies, and you don't need to come to the United Kingdom. You don't need to come physically to Leicester. You can do your studies, majority of them online, and then you can do your residential workshops in the UAE, and that's absolutely fine. So there's no need, if you don't want to come to the United Kingdom. Okay, hopefully that's clear. Personal help and support. Obviously, joining the MBA program here at the School of Business, University of Leicester, you will be entitled and you will be provided with a whole series and range of different support mechanisms. Within each of the modules on the program, you'll be given a module leader and obviously a study group leader as well for the seminars. These are academics here at the University of Leicester who will be providing you with support and leadership and be able to answer any questions and queries you have. Again, at the residential workshops, there will be an individual who is leading that residential workshop, and if you have any questions and queries, you can turn to that person. During the whole duration of your MBA program, you'll be assigned a personal tutor. This is an individual who you can turn to and speak to if you have any questions or queries or concerns about your studies as you progress along your MBA journey with us here at Leicester. Careers and professional development. University of Leicester's School of Business is a very large part of the university. As a result of that, we have our own specialised and highly professional career development service. So again, if you have access to these individuals, just like as if you were accessing these individuals if you were a campus-based student at the university. The same with the library support. The library you can access 24/7 in an online capacity, which is great as well. So if you want to find some books or some articles, you can access them and download them in the PDF format to your desktop. The final point is quite relevant, an English language teaching unit. Obviously, University of Leicester is based in England, but we have a huge diversity of students who come to us from all over the world. And this is a celebration. And lots of these students, English is not their first language, which again is not a problem. However, we do provide a lot of support mechanisms in terms of academic English writing skills sessions to provide support for our students with their English writing as they progress along their MBA journey. A typical question that I have often from prospective MBA students is, how long does it take? How much time do you need to set aside in order to study on the MBA? And I'd say maybe between 10 and 15 hours, maybe put here 12 to 14 hours. This will involve an online lecture. This, as I said, is a 2-hour recorded lecture, or it might be an online seminar, which is a 1-hour live session. And then there'll be opportunities throughout the week in order to engage and participate in discussion forums online. You might also spend some time downloading some online reading and making sure that you're reading all the work that you need to do during that process. So it's very, very difficult to say, because some students study differently from others. However, I would say probably between 10 and 15 hours a week is the amount of time that you'll need in order to progress nicely on the program. In terms of assessment, how do we assess? We have a variety of assignments and examinations. On the core modules, modules 1, 2, and 3, you'll take a midterm examination. This will take place online for modules 1 and 2, and also I think for module 3 as well, certainly at the moment with COVID-19. And there'll also be a final individual assignment for 50% of the mark. And this is normally something like an essay for about 50% of the marks. In the option modules, you'll take an individual assignment during the middle of the module, and you'll also have to participate in a final group assessment. The MBA project is the final module on the program, and again, you will be assessed at the end of this, whether you choose to do a dissertation or just an MBA project in general. And the final point, the learning and development portfolio. This is an opportunity for you to evidence reflection on how you've learnt and engaged in the program as you go through your MBA journey with us at Leicester together. Okay. In terms of the entry requirements, we normally say UK degree of a 2-2 or equivalent and 3 years work experience, or, and this is important, a recognised professional qualification plus considerable management experience. Okay. A second point, if the first degree is not completed English, these are the English language requirements that are outlined here. You can either do an ELTS or TOEFL, or you can take the University of Leicester's English test. Okay. In terms of the Leicester MBA course fees, it covers required study materials, attendance at residential workshops, and attendance at the Leicester Masterclass, and also any examinations which you need to undertake. What we don't cover is accommodation at the residential workshops and accommodation and catering at the Leicester Masterclass, and also travel to examinations, residential workshops, and the Leicester Masterclass. Okay, the date here needs to be changed because this is the application deadline for the 28th of February. So the application deadline, I think, will be the 28th of August. Helen might be able to correct me, 2020. In terms of the fees, these are always available to be paid in 6 affordable installments. So you don't need to pay the full fee straight away. You can pay the fee in 6 different installments as you progress through your MBA journey with us at the University of Leicester. I hope that was useful. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope if anyone's got any questions, please let me know.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Dr. Peter. And I can see that we do have quite a few questions, and I know that you have actually answered a lot of the questions that students have actually been asking. What I am going to do is I'm going to combine the questions together because a lot of you have asked very similar, if not identical, questions. Okay, so I can see Kashif has sent us a message here. Do you have any scholarship schemes available for this program?
Thank you for the question. Scholarship schemes we have in terms of whether prospective students are alumni of the university, and there's also some scholarships relating to students coming from different parts of the world, but that's predominantly students coming from the African continent rather than from the Middle East. So it's a question, it might be worth if you double check with your Stafford consultant, just to double check with the university, because there's sometimes some issues around eligibility for different forms of scholarships. Absolutely. So it's worth asking is the main point to mention.
Yeah. Absolutely. We would require to see all your documentation as well, Kashif, so it's very important that you do send that through to your academic consultant. Do you have any affiliation with industries for getting internships or practice exposure?
Good question. Formally, no, we don't. However, we've got, I'd say, very good, if not excellent, working relationships with a series of companies across the United Kingdom and predominantly in the city of Leicester and its local region. So these are some of the individuals that, as I was mentioning, kind of participate in the MBA through, for example, executive coaching and also some guest lectures for our students during the duration of the program. So it's an opportunity there for our students to engage in some informal networking, and sometimes opportunities arise from that.
Okay. I have noticed that this degree has got an AMBA accreditation. Are you looking at getting other accreditations added to that? And my second question is, will this degree be accepted worldwide?
Okay. The second question first. Yes, of course, the University of Leicester MBA will be accepted worldwide, from Papua New Guinea to Chicago in the North America, yes. In terms of the AMBA accreditation, as I mentioned in my presentation, I think there's about 280 MBA programs around the world which are AMBA accredited out of approximately 4,000, 5,000 MBA programs. So there's a huge amount of MBA programs available, but only 280 of them are AMBA accredited. So as I mentioned again in the presentation, we were one of the very first distance learning MBA programs to be accredited by AMBA as well. So it's something we're very proud of, and it's also, I suppose, a stamp of the quality of our program.
Okay, I have noticed that there's an affiliation to CMI. How important is this CMI to the program?
Okay, good question. CMI is the Chartered Management Institute. It is predominantly a UK-based organisation. However, it is becoming increasingly international and global. So, as I stated in the presentation, once you receive your Leicester MBA degree, you automatically receive a second qualification, which is the Level 7 Diploma in Strategic Management and Leadership. So it's a free dual qualification, I suppose. It also gives you access to the Chartered Management Institute, which has a huge range of different programs for business and management, opportunities for networking, and for also developing things like soft skills like CV development, interview skills, and things like that.
Okay, will you be getting any further specializations? I can see that at the moment there are only 3.
That's a really good question. We are planning to undertake a review of the MBA programme in September of this year, and that is one of the questions that is on the table in terms of maybe developing further the number of options available. We might include something like strategy, strategic management, things like big data and artificial intelligence as well. These are some of the things which students have been asking for. So it's an opportunity to, I think, to expand on the numbers of options that we have available. Good question.
Super. Good. I am aware that I do not need to submit an IELTS, but I do have to do your own MBA assessment. Dr. Peter, in your opinion, is this an easy test to pass?
It is. Proper planning and preparation prevents poor performance. So, in all seriousness, it's a question. We obviously have to have a test in order to assess the quality of standards, so students who join the program are able to progress sufficiently during the program. So it's a case of do some preparation for the test, and then hopefully there's not going to be a problem at all. If you don't pass the first time, I think you've got an opportunity for doing it a second time as well. Okay, that's something certainly to talk to your Stafford consultant about in terms of how that works in terms of doing the English test with us.
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Peter. So I do advise that you try and send all your application documents as soon as possible, that you can get to do this MBA assessment. And as Dr. Peter has said, in the event that you do fail it, which I really don't see you doing that, because it is quite an easy test to pass, you'll still have the time to do a second attempt before you start your program in October. So do try and get these application documents into us as soon as possible. I do have approximately 8 years of experience in senior management roles. I've had numerous of qualifications, but no formal degree. Do you think I will be accepted into your program?
Okay, very good question. In all likelihood, I think you probably will be. It obviously depends on the experience and levels, but as I stated in the presentation, well, there's kind of 2 routes in terms of joining the program. One route is when you have a formal degree. The second route, but this is still a very possible route, is for individuals like yourself who haven't got a formal degree. This isn't a problem at all. The fact that you've got years of experience in business and management, this is excellent. And also importantly, we have lots of students who join along this route. And interestingly, the results demonstrate that when they get onto the program, they study, and their results on the program are pretty similar to individuals who had a degree at the start of the program. So don't be worried at all.
Okay, if I do get one of my assignments wrong, will the tutors be able to tell me exactly where I have gone wrong so that I can have another attempt?
Okay, good question. Yeah, of course, that's the role of the tutors. So if you've done an assignment and, as you say, you've made some mistakes, this is something in terms of the feedback. You'll have feedback given to you by the people who have marked your assignment automatically, but you can then respond to your module leaders or your personal tutor and ask them for some more feedback and ask where you went wrong and what you need to do to improve. And on every part of the program, you have the opportunity to resit. So it's not a case that if you fail first time, you're finished. It's you have an opportunity to get some advice, get some feedback, find out where you went wrong, and then you can redo that part of the program and pass the second time. And the students that have little kind of blips like that, this is the process that they do. So I wouldn't worry too much.
Okay. Here's a very interesting question from Mahmoud. I do see that there may be some exams that have to be written in this program. However, now during COVID, if the British councils are closed, how do exams get written?
Okay, very good question, Mahmood. At the moment, as I said, there are exams that will be taking place during July, and for all of the exams on the MBA program, these will all be taking place online. Okay, so there'll be no exams taking place physically at the British Council office. There are discussions within the institution, within the university at the moment, about even after COVID-19 has finished, whether we continue simply having online examinations instead of physical examinations.
Good. And I can see that the program is 30 months. However, is there any way that I can do 2 modules simultaneously so that I can complete it in a shorter period of time? Because I really do love the structure of the MBA program.
Right. Okay. Good question. Unfortunately, not. We've developed the program so each module aligns and follows the one previously. So you do module 1 for 6 months, and then chronologically you move on to module 2. There is a lot of information, obviously, to learn about on each module. So it's not possible, no, to do 2 modules at the same time.
And if I cannot attend graduation, how do I get my degree? Which is a very popular question that we get.
Yeah. If you can't attend graduation, most importantly is don't worry. The university fully understands that it's a global institution. We have individuals who live all over the world. So if you can't go, graduation is obviously a celebration for individuals and their friends and family, and lots of individuals and their families fly into Leicester from all over the world to enjoy that celebration. However, if they can't, the university fully understands, and the university will send you your degree certificate by post.
Okay, do you accept any exemptions on the basis of my work experience? Because I do have extensive managerial experience.
In terms of the extensive management experience, this will be taken into account in terms of your application. So, for example, if you don't have a formal first degree, you can still apply to the program in terms of using your extensive management experience. It's something that we would strongly, this is a very positive thing that we have students coming with different backgrounds. So some have more of an academic background, and some have more of a professional and business background from years of experience.
Okay, but in terms of Claire, let me just actually, it's Claire that actually asked that question, but just to clarify, Dr. Peter is quite correct. You will definitely get into the program on that extensive work experience, but to actually get any exemptions from the modules that are going to be taught on the program, unfortunately, you do not. And also, the university does not accept any exemptions, even from an academic perspective. So if you have completed a postgraduate diploma from any other institution, you will not get any exemptions towards your MBA. You would have to start the MBA from the beginning. Okay, so just want to make that very clear, Claire. Okay. All right, and we've got 2 more questions here. Is this MBA offered on a full-time basis on the campus by any chance?
Unfortunately not, no. The MBA is distance learning program, so there's no campus-based MBA at the University of Leicester. The only MBA program is this DL, distance learning MBA program.
Okay, and Faisal's question is, what should I expect from a masterclass? Even though it may not be face-to-face, what can be expected on the online masterclass? Can you elaborate a bit on that?
Yep, absolutely. It will be an opportunity, for example, it might be on a theme in business, something like, I don't know, corporate social responsibility or sustainability within today's business world. And there'll be a series of case studies that you'll need to read about, learn about. In your small groups, you might need to develop a PowerPoint presentation to look at some of the challenges working like that. So there'll be one overarching theme that will go through the course of the learning during the week of the masterclass.
Good. And one last question, which again is extremely popular to a lot of students. Will this degree have online distance learning stated on my certificates?
No, it won't. It will just literally say degree in Masters of Business Administration, MBA from the University of Leicester.
Okay. Oh, and here's another question, just briefly following that one. If I do a specialization, will my specialization be mentioned on my degree certificate?
It will if you want it to be, yes. So you can have a degree in Masters of Business Administration with a specialism in marketing, finance, or human resource management.
Exactly. Excellent. Okay, fantastic. So actually we've managed to answer all the questions. We've grouped them all together. Again, thank you so much, Dr. Peter. It was wonderful having you with us this evening. Again, everyone, thank you for attending. Please do get in touch with your academic consultant. Applications are now open for the October intake. Very, very popular program. So do try and get these documents in as soon as possible so we can get that unconditional offer for you. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening, and please do stay safe and healthy.
Exactly. Thank you very much, everybody. And as Helen said, stay safe as well.